Can you repeat the name of the book? Yes. So the book that I was just reading from, one of my personal favorites. So I study a lot of Tantric philosophy. It's one of the oldest philosophies of India. I find this to be actually one of the best books to start with. I've read a lot of books on Tantra, and I feel like this is a man's journey into Tantra. It's called Tantric Quest, and it's by the author is Daniel Odier. I've had the pleasure to be able to sit with him. He's an amazing being. And so this is his, essentially he's teaching the philosophy of Tantra through his experience of being with his teacher. So I'd highly recommend this book. We'll definitely have it in the, I'll write it out in the, on the Facebook page. Is there any specific practice you would recommend for hip mobility as we progress in years, Ksenia? So the biggest thing in terms of hip mobility is hip stability. So at least for me and the body type that I have, so I have a hypermobile body, I actually don't need to work on mobility. I need to work on stability. So that's why I've been bringing in, if you've been taking some of the classes this week, like Strong Roots, Strong Glutes, I think is today or tomorrow, I do a lot of band work. So that actually, you want stability as well as mobility for your pelvis, for the muscles around your pelvis. Today we worked a lot on, specifically on mobility. So this class, Ksenia, would be a good one to do if you need more mobility. If you need more stability, then do more band work. And it's good to do a mix of both regardless. It's good to have the balance of the two. If this class was 2 hours long, we would have gone into that. And I'll put it out to you guys, but I would love at some point to teach a 2-hour class to you guys so that I could do all the things I really want to do. But we just started off with an hour to just kind of see how it goes. It's a lot easier for everybody's day when we do it that way. Any tips for 3-legged downward dog for those of us still building strength? It's hard for me to stop my whole body from twisting, shoulders unbalanced, hips very open. Okay, great question. So with 3-legged downward dog, I'm actually going to show it to you because I feel like it's a lot easier. So when we're in 3-legged downward dog, especially, I'm going to talk about both the things, but bending the knee and stacking the hips. So this is what tends to happen for a lot of people. So notice how my right armpit's higher than my left one. That collapses on the left side, right? And then it's harder to engage the right side of my core. So what I want you to do is lower the outer right armpit down, claw mat finger pads, and really push the ground away. So you want to check that your arms are straight, and then lift the knee. Instead of going out towards the left, so this is my right knee, take the knee higher up towards the sky. And then you'll be like, woo, holy cannoli. That's an inner thigh opener. Now, if I'm in 3-legged downward dog with the legs straight, lower the outer right hip down, and you'll know you're doing it if you're like, oh, my left butt is working hard. Good sign, okay? And then press through the ball of the right toes, press through the arms. The key is that we forget about our arms in those 3-legged downward dogs. I think I've lost mine. There it is. We forget about the arms. Really press down. Claw the mat and engage your arms. That'll help with the strength. My transverse abs and hip flexors over-engage. What are the opposites of these muscle groups? Or what can I do to engage so these muscles relax? Okay, your TA, which are your transverse abdominis, should be engaged, but I feel like hip flexors are the ones that engage, they go into over-engagement. So what that means, or how you would know that's happening to you, is all of a sudden you feel that cramp. Like I would feel it a lot in Navasana, in boat pose. All of a sudden my hip flexors, right, this little crease, I get these like cramps here. It means you actually need to engage your TA generally more and your core muscles more. And so one way to do that would be to make the pose smaller instead of bigger. So specifically, like if it's Navasana, if it's boat pose, right? I'm just looking to see if she gave an example, but she didn't. Okay. If it's like boat pose, then I take my hands to the backs of my knees and I bring my ribs to my thighs to tell my hip flexors to relax a little bit, right? Or, the biggest thing you want to do is actually hug your belly in and up and engage your TA more as well as your core muscles more. The other thing to think about, depending upon the pose, where else would you feel that deep hip flexor? I wonder if you were feeling it maybe in the other way to do it is to release your quadriceps, because that'll also help release your hip flexors. I hope that is helpful.